Oh, I've not had a shave. I always say this, don't I? I've not had a shave because I like a shave in the morning so I'm fresh for the day. But I just put some makeup on and stuff just to be myself a bit more, that's all, that sort of thing. And what have you. So there you go. And that's it. It's nice to come on and have a little chat. As I say, I've not been on for ages. So it's nice to catch up with everybody and see who's on, because I never know who's on. Oh, they're whipping past. If you're messaging about anything, just do it again. I'm only just looking at... I've shut up now and looking at stuff, so I'm looking at the screen. So I don't really know what anyone has said. If I've missed anything, just message again. Yeah, I'm good, Ali. How's yourself? I'm just flicking through the... Oh, nice bracelets. Thank you very much. Yeah, they're only like a couple of quid ones. But they're just nice, aren't they? I was explaining about the rings before. I think there was a pack of about 10 rings for a fiver in the supermarket. But they're worn out now, these ones. I just need to get another pack. I don't know if you was on when I was showing me earrings. I'll let you have a little look. My lipsticks. I've got this new one which I quite like. And it's like a darker... Well, not dark, but... It's more full into it. I just got loads because I try different ones all the time. My earrings I was showing Ali, I didn't know if you were here. I think it was 20 sets for a tenner. Small ones, beautiful colours, trying to turn it so you can see the colours, and the bigger ones, shiny glass colours. And I've got drop ones in tonight. I've got long ones in. I like wearing proper, you know, drop earrings when I'm dressing and that. I made nail varnish is that gold glitter. There you go. I got that in a hardware store. They're £1. I know. I'm just a cheap... I won't say it. I'm just cheap, aren't I? You're on a cheap date with me. So, yeah, £1. The problem is I went for paint stripper for the door. Come on with that. Oh, excuse me. Coughing a bit tonight. Well, no, it's I just opened it up. Oh, got a ladder in my pants. There you go. Yeah, it's really good, really thick stuff, as you can see. And it's proper stuff. It's the proper McCoy, you can smell it. But I just dab it on like that. I'll just show you. And I just like redo them, because they get knocked at work and that. And then I can just tap it like that and it's redone again. How's that? So, and there's loads in the bottle, you know. There's just loads in it. It just lasts forever. Yes, the problem with this is I've got the gold, but I also picked up the green. I also picked up the red. I also picked up the silver. And when I gets it all home, there was only one thing missing. And that was the paint stripper for the door. I didn't get it. And I do this often. Go to shops for stuff and come home without it. You know what I went for. Yes, I've just put a top coat on these, like a clear thingy. It says Insta or something, top coat, and it says dry instantly. But if I'm doing stuff, I mean, where it gets caught in something, it's surprising how much you catch your hands, isn't it? You know, and it just knocks off and stuff like that. But they're not doing bad at the moment. My nails will never be perfect because I do heavy work, you know what I mean? Like tomorrow, as soon as I finish work tomorrow, I've got 2 garden jobs on. I do wear gloves, but you don't wear them all the time, do you? You know, when you're doing different stuff in the garden. And, excuse me, they get knocked all the time and stuff like that. So I usually keep these in the car. You know, when you open my car door, there's like the thing at the side, the box, just full of makeup and stuff like that. And when I'm working or when I'm out and stuff like that, if the car door's on for any reason and I'm working with them, they look and say, "What's that? All the lipsticks and nail varnish and face powders and I just say, "Oh well, you know what it's like. A girl likes to look her best at work, don't she?" And they go. So there you go. But yeah, that's it really. So I just wanted to have a little catch up and try my phone stand. That was the main thing. I got this phone stand and it's just dead handy, isn't it? I don't have to hold the phone in my hand anymore. Technology. I've been sort of left behind, you see. But it's how it is, isn't it? It's just how things are. So there you go really. That's it. I'm done. Nice to have a little natter. And I suppose I better get my nightie on and get to bed because it's 10:30 now. And I'll be up at 6 for work. Get the cats sorted, get the chickens sorted and stuff like that. So there we have it. But yes, it's nice to see yous as well. It's nice to see everybody that's been on, popping in and out. As I say, I don't get much chance these days to come on live chat, so it's always nice to come on and see what's going on and what have you. If I've missed anyone and you message about anything, just re-message. I was doing a lot of in-depth talking before about stuff, like makeup and radios and different things and stuff like that. So I don't always see the messages. It's not that I've not replied to what anyone said. I'm just busy doing stuff and they flick through dead quick and I don't see them. But just message again if I've missed anything. And that's it. Yeah, I'm just chilling out on the bed, all cleaned up. All I've got to do is slide down and I'm in. So there you go. Just me on my own because Bella and Lucky are upstairs, I think, in the loft. So I'm just chilling on the bed. And what have you. The weather was better today than yesterday. We had a hell of a day, didn't we, with the rain? Which we needed. We can't say we didn't need it, we did. It's good if you were a duck, but for me it wasn't good. Because I'm not a duck. So, I don't think I am anyway. I'm a duck, but not duck, if you get me drift. So, hello ducky, like that. So, you know what I mean, don't you? Yes, so it was a horrendous rainstorm. And it just doesn't shift, does it? Because we get so much so quick these days, it just doesn't shift. So, you know, it is what it is. But there's nothing we can do about that. Now, what I'm thinking is, I keep meaning to go up in the loft and start doing some videos about stuff up there again. People were asking me about it. About the rug, you know, the wall tapestry I found a few years ago. Thrown in a skip. That's a good story about that one. And it was an even better story when I contacted the makers in Paris. And they said, at today's prices, it's worth £1,200. from a skip. Wow. But do you know what? These days, you don't sort of see much in skips anymore. I used to get all my clean wood from skips. There were skips everywhere. And that COVID came and it all seemed to stop. And it's never got going again, like a lot of things. Which is a shame really, because I used to get stacks of wood that I would use for building stuff, for burning, all sorts of things. And you used to find all sorts of stuff as well, do you know what I mean? But it seems to have gone very quiet with that kind of thing now. But it is what it is, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? There's nothing you can do about that. But, excuse me, things are getting better, aren't they? Yeah, so when I go up in the loft, I'll have a route through my stuff. Now, there's something comes to mind from years ago in the loft. There's two big bags full of old newspapers from like 1930 onwards, and stuff like that. I had a connection in Knutsford years ago at Friars Roses, which was a big garden centre, and it was the family, the Friars Roses family, and it was a fantastic place. Anyway, they all they sold up, the old fella died, and everything got put in a skip. And I spent how many days, I don't know, filling the back of a sooty van up from the skips there with metal plants and ornaments and stuff. The new company that had taken it over said empty the shop into a skip. They just didn't want anything, new or old. So I kept loads of stuff from there. I was giving beautiful metal hangers out for 12 months to people, you know, till I got rid of everything, put everything to good use, sort of thing. What am I drifting off on now? I've forgotten what I was going to say. You see, I start talking and I forget what I was going to say in the beginning. Right, okay, I've got it. It's just a nightmare that I have with my brain. It's so overactive that I'm like 2 streets away in front of myself. In the loft is a load of stuff, and it was only talking to someone the other day, and they were going on about music and the Beatles. Here's a very quick story for you. I was working a few years ago, well, many years now, in Northwich in Cheshire, where I used to live on the canal on my boat, and I was working for the council doing a job, and I worked at Northwich Memorial Hall. Apparently it's been, you know, it's a brand new place now, it's all gone, the old hall, but I had the presence of mind when it was being emptied. I was there, and every time they put a box in the skip, I took it out of the skip and put it in the back of my van. It was just a lifetime of history, and it's all here with me. And it goes back to the days where, here's a quick one for you. If anyone remembers an entertainer called Accabilk, does anyone remember Accabilk? You're going back a long, long time. You probably have to look him up on YouTube. And when you're finding letters from Accabilk to the secretary of Northwich Memorial Hall requesting, you know, the payment for a show, how bizarre is it? Everything was done by hand, wasn't it? You know, you're talking like the 50s, 40s, 50s, 60s. Everything was done by letter. So they were throwing, because everything was kept as well, wasn't it, you see? Everything was kept and archived. Of course, nobody interested in that now. So every time they threw a box of archive out, I put the box of archive in the back of my van. And I spent years going through it, because there was just so much of it. Photographs. Old photographs and stuff like that. You know, it goes on and on. And I came across some photographs and I was asking who it was, and they said, oh, he was the last entertainments manager at Northwich Memorial Hall. They said, do you know he's still alive? He's about 89. And I said, never. They said, yeah. He lives up the road from the hall in one of them, places for elderly, like secure, where they look after him, they have a warden. And somebody told me about it. I started looking into it and I said, never. So I found out all about this guy, and I found out his name was Gwilly Lewis. Gwilly Lewis, obviously Welsh. And I thought, no way can this guy be alive. He said, yeah, he is, he's 89. I said, oh my God. When he was young, when he was a young man, he was the manager of the Northwich Memorial Hall, entertainments manager. How mad is this? And there's me finding this old stuff, and through one thing and another, contacts that I got in touch with, they brought back to me his phone number and his address, and I contacted him, and do you know what? He was as bright and as sharp as a button at that age. Very active mind. And I said, could I possibly come and see you? And I went to see this guy of 89. And he said, what's it about? And I said, well, it's about this. Oh, excuse me. And he said, what? And I said, I found some photographs. Oh, right, he said, there's many photographs. He said, like 50 years of photographs when I was there. I said, yeah, but this is special. He said, what do you mean? Excuse me, got a bit of a cough tonight. I said, Gwilly, I found some photographs in a skip which prompted me to contact you, not knowing you were still alive at 89. He went, wow, what is it? I said, I found some photographs of the Beatles. Oh, bloody hell, he says. I met them 3 times. He said, they played Northwich Memorial Hall the 3 times, the Beatles. I said, never. He said, yeah. Oh, yeah. He said, that's how it was in them days. So my mind was just gone, with the history of music and entertainment, how it was in the day. Even the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Jerry Lee Lewis, Acker Bilk, all these people that played there. And they played in every town, like, up the road was Winsford, they played there. Down the road is Middlewich, they played there. They all came here from America as well. And they were getting like, 20 quid a show and stuff like this. It's absolutely bananas when you think back. And it's like just bizarre how things went on. And I said to him, like, I've got these photos of the Beatles and you're in one of them. I shown him the photo, and again, as bright as a button, he remembered it. Oh, remember that night, he said. Absolute nightmare. So I said, what do you mean? He said, it was a nightmare, he said. He said, I remember the week itself, he said. It was just a right mess. So we got talking. And do you know, 4 hours later, I was still there. 4 hours sat with him. And I used to go regular, have chats with him about different things, about groups, people in the groups and stuff like that. And it was just stories like that, he told me. Jerry Lee Lewis. Now we must know Jerry Lee Lewis, one of the biggest names in history of music. And a fantastic entertainer, sadly gone now. If only I could play piano like that. Wow. Jerry Lee Lewis. So interesting, all this stuff, Dolly, yeah. Here's the story. Well, he just started off, the old guy, 89. And he says, here's a story, he says. Talk about being messed about. Hey, I'm just pressing. Talk about being messed about. He said, Jerry Lewis turned up, he said, with his crew. He said, and they were doing a show. He said, and I think it was something like, I can't remember, 12 quid or something. He said it was just the beginning when it started. I booked him. He turns up and his manager or whatever, his agent or his contact, gets a call. Oh, excuse me. Down the road, 15 minutes away at Middlewich, the manager offered it another fiver. Offered Jerry Lee Lewis another fiver to do the show there instead of here. They got in the car, put the speakers and stuff in it, and off they went. How bizarre is that? And stood him up. But they were cash jobs, weren't they? You could go and do what you wanted. There was no contracts, no nothing like that. You just turned up, got your cash, did the show, and off you go. 10 minutes up the road, you know, you could do 4 shows a night, couldn't you? Stuff like that. That's how they used to live. Going round countries doing that, like, you know. So it's stuff like that. Anyway, so I said, yeah, I've got these pictures. I'm going on and on. I'm going to close down in a couple of minutes because it's getting late. And I said to Gwilly, you're in the picture here with the Beatles. Yes, he said, I remember it well. He said, they were fantastic. He said, 3 times they played and took photos with me and everything like that. And I said, the one that I'm really impressed with is this one. Great big cards, these. I said, it's the Beatles. I said, and on it is the Carnival Queen. Now, I don't think they do carnival parades anymore, do they? Do they call it a Carnival Queen? When they used to dress them all up and look beautiful and go out and the brass bands would play and everything through a march through a town. I said, and in this picture is the Beatles and it says on the plaque, 1964 Carnival Queen, Northwich, Cheshire. So the date's there with them in the hall. You can see it clearly in the hall. The guy stood to the left of him is Gwilly Lewis, the hall manager. There's no getting away from it. These original photos that were just boxed and never used and thrown away. So from the day they were took and put away, I thought to myself, is the only me in the world that's seen these photos of the Beatles? John Lennon's there and Paul and everything and Ringo, and they're on a piano still in the hall to the day it was pulled down, an old upright, been there all that time. Nobody wanted it, even though the Beatles had played on it. You could say the Beatles played on it, but it had no, is it covenants to, you know, to say John Lennon sat there playing this, covenants or whatever they call it. But he did, because there's a picture of him sat there with it. But it is what it is, isn't it? So, you know, that's how it goes on, and life goes on like that. So if you're interested in music and entertainment, you know, which I am, I've always been interested in it, music, live music and stuff like that, and entertainers. You know, I just find it all fascinating. What I find upsetting is all this would have been in the bin. You know, it would have all gone in the bin. Now, up the road from there, if anyone knows, oh, it was pulled down a few years ago, Dolly. I think if you look it up, Northwich Memorial Hall and the history, you'll see all this. Because I think it's on the internet and it shows you the dates that everybody played. I used to look it all up. And all the groups, everybody used to play there. Fantastic. So up the road, I mean, I can go on and on all night, me. About stuff. Because I just like stuff like that. And stuff like that. That's how it is. I told you when I had a lady here on a date, and I was going on and on, and she buggered off. I never got any further. I didn't get the photos after. She said, "You never shut up." I'm not going to listen to that. So this is why I'm sat here on my own. But never mind. It's all part of it, isn't it? Next time, I won't say a word. I'll just go, "Come here." So there you go. But yeah, so here's another one. I got loads of stuff upstairs. Photographs and information about. Here's another one. If you check this out, Winsford. I don't think Winsford came under the new one. I think it come under social, what do they call it, sports complex, Winsford Sports Hall. Or if you check out Winsford Swimming Pool, it's all there. Can't remember what they called it. And I used to do some work there. It was a brand new building. And I used to help out in the theatre and all that. You know, they have a theatre. If you check it out, Winsford Theatre and Swimming Pool, it all comes up. But here's one for you. How good is this? Brand new building, big opening with the council. You know what they're like. All chuffing round and whoa, whoa, and all this. And about 3 weeks after it opened, I was just there one day. And there was this big thing going on. And I'm upstairs on the balcony, looking down at the pool. And I said, "What's going on?" Everybody's out of the pool. I said, "What on earth is going on?" And they said, "The pool's cracked in half." I've got pictures of it. I took pictures of it. How mad is this? Instantly took my phone out and started photographing it. While they're saying to everyone, "Get out, get out, get out." They didn't want anyone to see it. They didn't know I was up on the balcony. And I'm looking down watching all this madness going on. And the pool cracked in half. It literally cracked in half in the middle. And the water's going in. How bizarre is that? Story from that is patience. Because they wouldn't wait for it all to set and settle and be tested properly. That's how it is these days. The pool split in half. You had two. And the gap in the middle didn't hold the water, unfortunately. So it was empty. Who's got the evidence? Juncker. Yes, because I was there on the day. So it's things like that. Them days are gone now. Them problems have been solved. So it's not a case of showing something to cause a problem, because now it will show the beginning. If I ever show that as part of the history of the building when it was opened, it's how it all evolved. So from opening, and this was a problem, that was a problem, and we overcome that problem, got it fixed, and today it's still as good as it's ever been. But it's part of the history of the building, isn't it? So to hide it or discard it is a shame, because you want to know everything. You want the skeleton of the building, not just like, "Oh, this is fantastic, that's fantastic," because it wasn't. I was there taking pictures when they put pegs in the ground in a field. And I'm watching them and I'm photographing everybody. Just kept clicking on my phone like that. And every time they put the marker on the ground and they had the theoda thing going, checking the distances and the levels. Oh, looking good. Who said that? Hey, if I'm not... Hiya, Tracy. Thanks very much. I'm just waffling on about stuff. About Winsford at the moment. I go on and on and on, as you probably know. I can literally talk a glass eye to sleep. That's the problem I have. I should really try and calm down. I'm just hyperactive all the time. I've always been, so I've changed the subject now already, haven't I? I've got an overactive mind and I just can't stop, and I can't keep still. It's just how my life is. And I just go on and on and on. Middlewich, you live in... Ryan McNally, I live in Middlewich. God, I used to go to Middlewich all the time. Love all the history. Yeah, oh, I've got loads of it. I could just go on forever. Ryan, who lives in Middlewich, God. I used to spend a lot of time in Middlewich because I lived on the canal, the Trent and Mersey, at Acton Bridge. So you know where that is, won't you, if you're from Middlewich, Acton Bridge, on the A49. And I used to live just by the big metal bridge. And I was on the Trent and Mersey Canal. For 7 years I lived on a big canal boat. And I loved it. To be honest, I loved it that much I had to come off it because it was steadily, it was nice, but it was steadily dragging me in. I didn't want to come out. I didn't want to come off the canal. I loved it so much. I loved the nature. I loved the view. I loved the life. Till one day it all come to an end because the phone goes and it's me boss. You can imagine the boss guy. Where are you? Not exactly like that, with all the effing and chuffing. Where are you? I said, well, I'm between Acton Bridge and Lymm. Are you stuck in traffic? No. So what's up? Why are you not here? Well, it's going to take me like 3 hours or more to get to Lymm. Confused boss on the other end of the line as I'm just smiling to myself. What are you on about? I said, it's going to take me about 3 hours to get to Lymm, so I won't be in. I said, then I need to moor up, get the car and come to work, so I won't be in. What are you going on about? I said, I'm on the boat sailing. And it was like, so you're not coming to work? No. Right, don't bother coming anymore. So he made that decision for me. Problem is, it was about the fourth one. So I had to make a break and say, listen, I haven't got the money to live the lifestyle I want. Because it's not free on the canal, and I don't think it's free now. I mean, it's been quite a long, a few years. It's been, about 15 years now. So I would imagine the cost of the canal now is horrendous. It was going up then and it was a nightmare. The mooring fees, the licences, maintenance, all that kind of stuff. Not much cheaper than living in a house, really. But it's just a way of life, isn't it? And I loved it. But anyway, so it came to an end. I could talk 2 days and nights about that as well. There's so much I can talk about. If I've missed any messages, just do it again. I'm just noticing some I've missed. So yeah, going on about Ryan there, who lives in Middlewich. He live in a nice place. Ryan, Sleepy Town. Well, it was then, 15 years ago. I would imagine it's a bit more lively now. But Middlewich is nice. It's a nice place, Middlewich. And them kind of places, they're just nice, aren't they? So as you go down, it's good, like, so you're in a good place, I can say that. Obviously it has its different things going on, the same as everywhere these days. It's not like living in a wonderland, is it? Same like Chorley's not like living in a wonderland, is it? But Chorley's nice. I ended up here by default. Love your nails, great following. Oh, thanks, Tracy. Thanks very much. I can't remember. It's Leafy, definitely, Ryan. Yeah. I don't know if am I following you, Tracy. If anyone's wondering why I only have, is it 80? I'm only following 80 people and there's loads more following me. It's because all my feminine stuff, dressed up, and quite revealing, and makeup and dresses and hair and skimpy stuff is in Friends. So I don't like it being on public much because, it's not for everybody, is it? Which is fair enough to me. I keep it on other websites for obvious reasons. But I have some stuff on here because some people, like the makeup and dressing up, and the feminine side of me. And you know, they like to see the stuff I put on. 90% is always removed by TikTok anyway, because it's quite revealing. Like, I like to be, you know, very erotic when I dress and stuff, so it shows quite a lot. I don't show, obviously, my bits and stuff, but you know, you can see quite a lot of me. So they obviously remove it for obvious reasons. But I don't know how I got into that conversation then. How did I get into that conversation? I think somebody asked, somebody mentioned the nails, did they, or something? Was it Tracy or somebody? I can't remember. So that's the reason why I only have a very limited follow back with people, because I only follow if people request it and they're okay with it. Then yes, about following, and then that way it doesn't offend anyone, because you don't see it, do you? Because it's in friends. So that's the only reason. So the only reason, you know, to be in my friends thing is if you're okay with the feminine stuff, and it doesn't matter if you're not. So you know, that's fine. I'm just happy that you like the other videos of the cats and chickens and me nan and me messing about, working indoors and outdoors and all that kind of stuff. But being feminine is just part of my life. It's just how I am. So I don't hide it. Oh, excuse me. And that's it. But I'm not going to get dressed up and sit here and chant stuff like that. I'm not a drag artist. I'm not a TV transvestite. I'm just feminine, and I like to dress up. So if anything, it's a seedy cross-dresser, isn't it? Because I like to be fully dressed. I'm quite feminine when I'm dressed. So that's all it is, really. But I don't want to push it on everyone. So that's why it's in friends. 90%, as I say, gets taken off straight away anyway. TikTok usually ban me for a bit. So you can't put that on here. You can't put that on here. Oh God. Do you know what I mean? You can put something, you can put a video on of someone having their head chopped off, but you can't put one on of me dressed up. It's just how it is, isn't it? Like, so there you go. They're quite lenient these days, you know what I mean? They're a bit more broad-minded. So there you go. So I think, yes, it's best in friends, then it don't affect anybody, does it? That's not interested in it. I can't stop myself being a bit feminine like this. That's just how I am. But you know, that's me. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm not looking to do anything about it, because it's how I am. So there you go. Anyway, so where that came from, I don't know. That came from somebody saying something about my nails, I think. So yes, where was I then? Middlewich. We were on about Middlewich, weren't we? Yeah, Middlewich is really nice. Nantwich, really nice, the same. I love Nantwich as well. I used to go there a lot. So these are places that I know quite well. I did some work in, excuse me, in telephone exchanges in Middlewich and Nantwich. And, you know, really old buildings, fantastic. And I missed something in an old telephone exchange I should have got. I should have got a clock off the wall. They were closing it down. And it was an electrical clock, just plugged in on a little plug thing into the mains, with red fingers, I think it was, and red dials, everything, and post office on it, or telecommunications, that was it. Something like that, you know, the old, it BT post office communications, stuff like that. And they said, oh, it'll go in the bin. And I said, oh, I'll get that before I finish. And I forgot it. And I didn't go back for a while. And I went back to do something, and it had gone. Oh, excuse me. And stuff like that. Oh, I'm burping, it's gas. Off the Vimto. And I was just dead upset that I didn't get it. But I was glad in another way that somebody had taken it. because I didn't want it getting broken and thrown in the bin. So one down, one up. So there you go, at least somebody got the benefit from it. Because my only reason was I thought that'll get trashed in the skip, and I didn't want that. So there you go. But yes, it's 11 o'clock, so I suppose I better shut up and slide down in my bed. Well, I take my earrings out and I take my stuff off, obviously. I'm not going to pull the quilt over me with all this on. I'll run up the loft, check on the cats. I think they've gone to sleep on the couch. And what have you. Hello, Catherine, how are we doing? Are you good? I think they've gone asleep upstairs, I'm not sure. But there you go. What if we have a little look just before I go to bed? And then we can call it a night, can't we? Right, I'll pick the phone up. Oh, my back. That's not doing me back any good, sat there, either. Oh, it's gone dark out here. Oh, God. That's because the light's on a timer. Hang on a minute. Right, the light's on up in the loft. So let's sneak up and just see if anyone is about. I can't see anyone. Not a sign. Well, that was a disaster, wasn't it? So, I don't really know where they are. So, if they're not up there, I'm giving you a little tour now. I've got a feeling they might be downstairs. I'm coming downstairs now. I'm supposed to be going to bed. I said I was going to bed, didn't I? Anybody about here? Well, that is unusual. But I put these cushions down anyway for them to sleep on. I think you saw the house before in the video, didn't you? I'll come back down. I don't know where they've gone. Nobody in there. Do you know what? I bet they're in on the windowsill in my bedroom and I've just come out of there. So I'm back again now. Let's have a look. If not, they'll be in the front room on the... Oh, they're not. They're not. Right, they're in the spare room, I think. Let's have a look. Hey! I've been everywhere looking for you. Hello, Pipsqueak. It's at a bell. Well, this is a guest bed and you're in the middle of it. What's going on? Well, there's never any guests anyway, is there? Well, if you're settled there, I was just saying to everyone, I'll try and find you. I don't know where your mum's gone. Yes, she'll be under the bed, won't she? Somewhere. But you'll do for now, won't you? You'll do. Everybody can see you. I know, you got a beautiful face there looking at me. Well, does this mean you're not coming to stay with me in bed tonight? I think what she's saying is, do you mind going away? Aren't you? That's what you're saying, aren't you? Go away, I'm tired. Right, okie dokie. Yes, I'll go away. I'm getting a snarly look there. I think your mum's under the bed. So, light off there. Door shut there. And the only thing left to do now is put all my junk away. And that's my stand there. I'll show you my stand before I go. And it just pulls up like that. And it's really tall, so I can... See what I mean? You can put your phone on it and see how sturdy that is. And that goes onto there. And I don't have to hold the phone when I'm doing live chats like this. So, that's it. I'm done. And on that note, I'm trying to get that light out of my eyes. That's why I'm tilting forward. I wish everyone a good night. And it's been a really good chat. I'm sorry I go on and on and on for hours. I just do. It's just how I am. So there we go. And I'll catch everyone on the next chat. Take care, everyone. See you soon. Bye.